And we're back with another Thursday brand new Traitors Season 3 episode on Peacock, episode 6. Wow, the most treacherous traitors I think we've ever seen. So we're going to get into it in a very unhinged, you guys voted. I said, you want like a normie, somewhat as normal as I can get, recap, or do you want an unhinged Joleen Aquarius recap of the traitors? And you guys pretty much everybody voted unhinged. So get ready, grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy or a cloak, and smash that like and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and traitor superfan Joleen Lunzer here for a roast and recap breakdown of the latest episode of The Traitors Season 3 Episode 6, the US version of The Traitors that aired tonight, you guys. I'm going to be roasting it and recapping. Just a warning, I am very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinions. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat while we're here live. Hello, all my late night live people. Or you can sound off in the comment section after the video posts. And we can just respectfully as we can, agree to disagree.
That's my opinion!
It's just my opinion, you guys, but I want to hear from you. So please sound off in that live chat. Let me know all your thoughts, hopes, dreams, and opinions. We had another epic episode of The Traitors tonight, where the traitors cannot get on the same page as one another. It's the most traitor on traitor crime that we have ever seen. And thank you guys for your patience with me as I took 7,000 screenshots while watching the episode. And now my computer was like, I won't accept all 7,000 at the same time. So I'm going to need you to go through separately and send them like 25 at a time. So it's just taking forever. But hit that like, hit that subscribe, you guys. It's a free way to support the channel. Lets people know we're over here. We're having a good time. I have my Carolyn, the best I can do with a Carolyn hairdo, considering she has a lot more hair than I do. But we're here. We're doing the damn thing. So smash that like. We're going to have some fun. If you want to support the channel further, you can do what Chickenhead PK Dorkface Neely did here, sending a super chat while we're live. I'll highlight your comment. We can talk about it. Yippee unhinged. Yes, yippee. Those of you who know me, you know, an unhinged recap is my favorite. And those of you who are new to the channel, sometimes you're like, why is she talking like that? What's wrong with her? Is she having a stroke? No, it's just my personality. It is very seizure stroke-like. So we got to get into it. Now, remember, everything I say, all my opinions, everything obviously is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged for entertainment purposes only. Basically, don't sue me.
Allegedly.
It is allegedly. Okay. So we go into this episode of The Traitors, and we are coming off of the, trying to send this to myself here. We are coming right off of last week when Carolyn, late in the episode, found out from Dylan Efron, the great Oscar award winner, 5-time Oscar award winning actor Zac Efron's brother, and found out that Danielle had been coming after her. And Carolyn was like, Danielle's coming after me with Bob the drag queen? That's, oh God, I don't even know what to do with this. So it's a very tense scene as the traitors are in the turret staring at one another like, and Rob's just like, I guess it's just lucky it's not me. You guys are kind of, what's going on there? And again, apologies to all my Boston friends for that horrible accent. But Boston Rob is like, hey, remember me? I was supposed to be gone, maybe. But it looks like you two broads got some beef. It's what's for dinner. You guys definitely got some beef. Okay. Thank you, Terry, for saying this is a perfect time for you and complimenting me. That means more than you'll ever know. I appreciate that. Okay. We also had some really good Tom Sandoval's an idiot moments. The best thing about the Tom Sandoval's an idiot edit is not only is it accurate, but he's unaware of his idiotness, of his stupidity, of his idiocracy. He is definitely unaware. Can we just do a quick, I want you guys to give me your best answers in the chat or the comment section if you're watching later for why Tom Sandoval finds it necessary to eat his food like he's a man who broke into someone's house and is stealing their dinner. He literally is like every millennial or Gen Xer's dad who was like, I just don't have time for dinner. I'm very busy. I eat standing up and I shove it in my mouth like this. And then I get down to the recliner and I watch whatever dads at that time watch, Night Court. Okay. Why does Tom always seem to be starving? He's like shoving in his mouth, standing, just like leaning over the food every time they eat. I'm like, Tom, is this how you got pink eye or a sty in your eye? Did you get potatoes up in there, my friend? Is this why you're sweating so much? Because it's literally a workout when Tom's eating. He's like, oh, he's just like shoveling it in. And I don't understand, Tom. I don't understand, bitch. I don't. Okay, that's reminding me of the I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. And of course, I can't find that sound effect. But you know what I'm saying from the Bad Girls Club when she was like, I don't understand. I don't understand what Tom Sandoval is doing. I mean, I often don't understand anything Tom Sandoval is doing. These cis males, according to Tom, they are very, very sneaky. And they're also very, very just, you just don't know. They're such a mystery.
The new thing is that, you know, as a cis male,
Did you say cyst?
raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
Oh, it's one of Tom Sandoval's. It's the plight for Tom Sandoval is the fact that he just can't yell at women. He wishes he was a woman or was a gay man because he feels like they can yell. But the cis males, according to him, cannot yell. He standing very awkwardly. Yes, Jibbity. It was a hobbit stance. He was like right in front of the food too. Like, Tom, what you do is you get, let's say you get a plate. Here's your plate. This is Kleenex. Don't eat it, Tom, because you got to tell Tom. Okay. He's like that scene in League of Their Own. Hey, cowgirl, see the grass? Don't eat it. Hey, Tom, see this? Don't eat it. You get a plate. You go through the line. And then you put your food on the plate, and then you take your plate back to the table or somewhere to sit, and then you eat it with your mouth closed. You eat it with your mouth closed, one bite at a time. Not too fast because you'll get indigestion because you're over 60. Okay. Jolene, calm down. I could never calm down. Okay, so let's start. Turret. We're in the turret, and it is tense. Because now, like I said, sweet Carolyn has told Danielle, you're trying to get me banished, Danielle. I know what time it is. You're trying to get me banished. And Danielle's like, is this like the thing from last week when people were like, how come you're not trying to get a shield for yourself? Only people who don't need shields are traitors, because shields are for the traitors not to murder you. So clearly you don't need a shield because you're a traitor. And Danielle's like, no. And Danielle's just like, and Carolyn's like, it's clear, Danielle. You're trying to banish me. You guys are coming after me. You know, Rob already took out Bob the drag queen. And now I'm sitting here like, what the hell? What the heck? Everybody's telling me. And Danielle's like, and Carolyn's like, and Rob's like, I think I might be out of this one. And Danielle says, I'm not trying to get you banished. And Carolyn's like, why not just come to me? Okay, like, you guys didn't go to Bob the drag queen. Like, but you could come to me and tell me, and we could work it out. And then Danielle says, well, you didn't come to me about Jeremy. And Jeremy is, an ode to Nikki Garcia when she called Jeremy Jeremy. And Danielle says, well, you didn't come to me when it came to Jeremy. And Carolyn's, yes, I did. I did too come to you when it came about Jeremy. I did too, Danielle. Don't lie. And Rob's like, and then Rob's like, okay, everybody, stop. Has anybody noticed I'm not talking? Is that alarming to anyone else but me? Stop. And we're like, okay, Rob. Danielle's like, and Rob's like, well, we got to work together. And Carolyn goes, and we're not working together. I don't want to see anybody else banished here or murdered except for you two. You're the only two I want to murder. That's it. Nobody else. Do you guys not see it? You're both snakes in the grass. Okay, Danielle, I know people told me that you put my name out there, Danielle. Okay, and Danielle's like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to fix it. Yeah. And it's like, how does Danielle think? I feel like Carolyn, how are you going to fix that? The sus is already on, like Rob said. Stop. The sus is on me. The sus is on you. The sus is on everybody now. The sus is on Carolyn because you went around campaigning against her because Danielle is playing Big Brother. She's not playing Traitors. She's Dan Giesling, full Big Brother, thinking there's a POV, going after, I'm going to go cut the legs off instead of just going after Boston Rob, I'm going to go after Carolyn because I think they're working together. And then that'll weaken them. And it's like, no, you don't have 1,000 days to play this game like you do in Big Brother. You got like 10, Danielle. You got 10 days. So Carolyn's like, we're not working together. It's clear. And Danielle says, well, I guess I'll fix it. I'll fix it. She's like, we're not going to fix it. And then Boss Rob's like, stop. Listen to me. Okay, we got to work this out, though. We got to work it out. You and you. I know I was the first one to turn against a traitor, but you got to stop. We got to listen to what Daddy Rob Father says. That's what needs to happen. And then Carolyn's like, no, not on my watch. No, because we're not working together. And I know you guys, and you're coming after me. I know it. I don't know why Carolyn's voice is like this now, but it is. Carolyn doesn't trust them. And she's like, Rob, I know you're coming after me. I'm not dumb. And he's like, Carolyn, I have no reason to kill you, Carolyn, to come after you. And she's like, yes, you do, Rob. And he's like, no, I don't. Rob got very, like aggressive. And he was just like, no, I don't. And he screamed, I'm not. That's what he said. I'm not. She was like, I know you're coming after me. Rob, it's clear. You guys are all good. This is a shit show. And he goes, I'm not. It was so good. It was so freaking good. Danielle is trying to vote out Traitors first. I don't know what Danielle was thinking coming into this game. But Carolyn's like, there's nobody I want to murder other than you two. That's just how it is. Okay? And then they all stare at each other. And then Rob goes like this. And Danielle goes, okay, I'm calm. Because Danielle Reyes, she's known for being pretty calm, She's like, okay, she might be messy and, muck stuff up. And definitely this game is a traitor. But she's like, okay, this is like a family. Yeah. And Carolyn's like, it's not a family. It's not a family, Van. It's not a family. What are you talking about, Danielle? Is it a family? And Danielle's like, we just have to start from the beginning. Maybe I can undo this, And Carolyn's like, things can't be undone, Danielle. Okay, you can't tie a knot and then untie. Well, technically you can do that. But once you open a can, you can't unopen it. You open the sus can. Danielle, and they are really trying. And Danielle's like, and then Carolyn's like, and then Danielle goes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When has that ever fixed anything, Danielle? I feel like Carolyn now. When has that ever fixed anything? Can you hear it? Okay, Dale said I can hear a little Nicole Franzel. Okay, and oble goble. Well, you know, Nicole Franzel is a Michigander and Carolyn is a Minnesotan. I'm a Minnesotan, and so here we are. But good catch on that. But I love that Danielle just said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm also really sorry to people who are listening to this recap tomorrow at work, and they're going to be sitting at their desk and they'll be like, this will be nice listening to Joleen. She's calm. I'm not. And then I'm just like, ah! Or if you're laying in bed right now trying to just relax, like I'll listen to a little Jolene's recap and I'm just like, ah! So check your blood pressure. But I couldn't believe Danielle was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sarsies. Oopsies. Maybe we could just undo this. And Carolyn, you can tell she's done now. She's done. The Bob, the drag queen, really got her. You guys just got rid of Bob. I mean, not you, Danielle, but Rob got rid of Bob, the drag queen. And then Danielle, I thought we were going to work together to get out Rob. And there you are throwing my name out there. It's like, this is cuckoo. It's bananas. Bananas. Shout out to Gwen Stefani for teaching us all how to spell. But it's no. So ultimately, they come to the decision. They just got to go forward. As Boston Rob says, oh, stop. It's just a really dysfunctional family. Just really very, Rob, very, very. Maybe relatable, you know, hashtag relatable. But this is maybe the worst pairing of traitors or tripling of traitors I've ever seen in my life. It's entertaining and it's silly and it's crazy, but it is not the way. I don't think this is the way, guys. What are we thinking? I don't think it's the way. Okay, Jace is laying in bed right now. It's a great mix of relaxing ASMR and jump scare loud noises. Great sleeping out. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I like to think my whole personality is. Just relaxing ASMR with jump scare loud noises. You know, you just never know what you're going to get. It's a disaster, like William is saying. It's a disaster. It's a big, huge disaster. Carolyn's like, we'll see. We'll see. So they have to now come up with a plan. Rob's like, okay, everybody stop. We got to come up with a plan who we're going to murder. Okay? We got to see what we're going to do here. So, you know, who we're going to murder next, because we're in the turret right now. I got a backwards hat. And they're saying, you know, as of right now, Danielle says the two people we cannot murder are Danielle and Dolores. And then Wes's name is brought up because Rob's like, his game is so dangerous. He's super smart. He's super smart. And Carolyn's like, I don't think Wes is the right person. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think Wes is the right person. And Rob's like, Carolyn, come on. Who is the right person then, Carolyn? Okay. He's a threat. How about Bob Harper? And then Danielle goes, oh, no, not Bob. He's good. He's nice. He's got heart problems. I like him. So then they can't agree on Wes. They can't agree on Bob Harper. So then they throw out Ivor. And Rob's like, Ivor for sure is seen as a faithful. We should get rid of him. No one's ever going to banish him. He's like the most faithful of the faithfuls. They know it. So we got Ivor, Wes, Bob Harper. What are we going to do? Carolyn ultimately gets to, they feel bad for just, you know, for Rob and Danielle must feel bad for kind of being the messiest traitors to ever messy in the turret. And so they're like, Carolyn, you know, Boston Rob's like, stop, Danielle, put the pen down. Carolyn, you can write the name down. And Carolyn's like, whoa, whoop-de fucking do, thanks. They just want to write you two down because you're the only people I want to murder. But I guess, right. Then we go to breakfast the next morning. And we have to see if it's Wes, if it's Ivor, or if it is, what's his nuts, Bob Harper. Poor Bob with the heart condition. It's like, not Bob Harper. So the faithfuls mixed in with some traitors start coming in to breakfast. There's talk of like, who do you think? What are you thinking? What's going on? And Carolyn, Sierra, and Dolores are the first ones in. And Dolores is like, oh God, I'm going to need Danielle to come back or I'm going to feel really bad because she gave me, she gave me a shield. So I'm going to need her to come back. And then Derek Levasseur comes in. Derek Levasseur has plugged in and he's ready to play. BB 16 winner, Big Brother 16 winner, Daddy Derek, we call him. Levasseur has come to play. The homicide detective has shown up and people are starting to question Rob and he's loving it. He's like, McDonald's, I'm loving it. He's like, okay, people are starting to question Rob, which is a good thing because listen, Rob swears too. He uses lots of cuss words. And like we learned with Sierra, if you cuss, you're probably down to stab. It doesn't rhyme, but the cops, as a cop, it makes a lot of sense. So, this is Derek now saying he doesn't care how it looks. He wants to murder Rob. He is done. He's like, if Rob walks in, he should be dead. There's no way that Rob should be walking into this breakfast after having all that sus and all that heat and all the stuff. And the next people to walk in, there he is. Boston Rob walks in behind Tom Sandoval, which means most likely Tom Sandoval. I hate to break this to you, Rob, but Tom Sandoval has definitely farted on you. That's just the kind of guy he is. He's not a boy, not quite a man. All he needs is all the time. So he probably was doing some SPD, silent but deadlies, behind you because he's been just chowing down food, and that's kind of how he rolls. So unfortunately for Boston Rob, walking behind Tom Sandoval is the worst place to be walking. And Tom walks in very excited, very happy because Tom Sandoval still doesn't know that he's playing the Traitors. He just thinks it's another episode of Vanderpump Rules. And he's like, who am I cheating on? What am I doing? Is there a trumpet nearby? When do we get drunk with Schwartz and then lose him in Mexico? So he really doesn't know what he is doing yet. So he walks in very happy and there's Rob and everyone's like, oh, Rob, we thought maybe you wouldn't make it. And Derek's like, sure enough, Rob walks in. He should not have walked in that door. Not after what he pulled off. Not if he's a faithful. No, he shouldn't. And then Daddy Derek goes, Rob, hey, I didn't know about you. I was worried. And Boston Rob said, I was worried about me too. And they're like, oh, did you pack? And Rob's like, yeah, I was real worried because Rob is still just trying to figure it all out. He's just like, how did I slide by the skin of my teeth? He's saying, by the skin of my teeny teeth. JW said they are giving Traitors to Australia a run for their money for the worst faithfuls ever. Half of these players have not watched the game before. Oh, I think, JW, I'm going to go and I'm going to co-sign what you just said. I'm going to say more than half of these players have not watched. They just collected their pretty paycheck and they were like, yeah, this pays really well. But I don't think I need to watch anything. Chickenhead PK Dorkface Neely, thank you for the super chat. Says, why is Sam still there? Well, Sam is still there for a little bit of comedic relief, which we got a little bit more of comedic relief. It's not often. Sam is there for some of the men to be attracted to, because I think some of them, they're like, whoa, Sam, hey there, guy. Hey there, big guy. What's going on? He's there for the headband, which looks very nice on him. And he is also there for the occasional haha. And to tell Brittany that he's never enjoyed a brownie in his life, which normally I do not trust a man or a human who doesn't like brownies. Unless a brownie has, stolen your family or your dogs or cats. I think, or maybe you're allergic. Maybe they can kill you. Other than that, everyone should be able to love a brownie. Have you ever really loved a brownie? You love a brownie. Tell her that he is the one. So, Brittany and Derek are talking at the breakfast table. So the breakfast table, just lots of, things going on. Danielle is in the last group of people to walk in to the breakfast. And she is wearing, I don't know, guys, put it in the chat. It might be, I don't know if I want to say this, but it might be a worse hat she's wearing than what we saw Chrishell wear, than the condom hat Chrishell wore last episode. It might be worse than that, which I didn't think was possible, but here we are. Let me see if I can find a picture of Danielle's hat, which maybe is where she keeps really bad notes she took to play this game. Like, hey, you're going into Big Brother, scratch that, I mean Traitors, and you have to make sure that you break up alliances. But remember, there's a POV and the head of household. And right now, Rob is technically the head of household. And I don't want to go after him. And then when he's not the head of household, he wins a lot of competitions and he can win himself a POV. And we're like, Danielle, that none of that is possible in the Traitors. But here we are. So Danielle walks in with, let's see, well, we'll just have to show it here. This hat that it looks a little first lady-ish, like 60s first lady-ish, but it also makes me want a roast beef sandwich. So I don't know why or how any of that is the way it is, but that's how it is. So Danielle's like, and then everyone's like, oh my God, who is it? Who got murdered? And it was Bob Harper. And they're like, no. Sierra's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then Danielle starts her acting that I think she thinks is working, and it's most certainly not. And I love you, Danielle. You know I love you, but this is bad. This is bad. And I've taken Improv 101. And this is bad. I've taken like first level acting classes, and this is bad. Very, very bad. Danielle's like, is it Bob Harper? It's Bob Harper. I'm getting some heartburn for Bob Harper. It's like, oh my gosh. So, and then she sits next to Carolyn and like, are you okay? You okay? And Danielle's like, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. Carolyn's like, are you okay after betraying me so horribly and coming after me? You okay? You gonna make it? You gonna be able to do that? Okay. Good for you. So Danielle, she thinks she's going off, which is, we talked about this earlier. If you guys missed, right before this, I did an episode 5 full recap, and we talked about how the Big Brother players come in thinking this is Big Brother. And it seems like the Survivor players are able to adapt. They're able to pivot. The challenge players are able to do that, but Big Brother players, they go all in on like, oh no, we're just going to play Big Brother. Now, Tom thinks that Tom Sandoval, speaking of Tom Sandoval thinks that I had to pack too. I was super nervous. I was really nervous. And then Gabby, sweet Gabby, breaks it to him, because Tom is just like shoving food in his mouth, talking with his mouth open, all the things that if you follow any shows Tom Sandoval's been on, that's kind of what he does. It's part of his no charm. And so he's like, I'm trying to pack my stuff, man. I thought I was going to have to go back to going, just like Rob. I'm a big target. And then Gabby's like, that's cute, Tom, but you know why you're here. You're here because you're too chaotic. And then Tom Sandoval goes, what? What the? What'd you just say to me? Woman? No, he didn't say woman, but he wanted to. I could tell. He's like, what? She's like, you said it yourself. I have a lot of theories and no one believes me. So you're like great for the traitors. He's like, oh, but I have good evidence, though. I think I have good evidence. And no, and I just don't. I think Tom, he's probably going to down the road in interviews say, I was playing dumb. I know they want me to play dumb, but this is how he always is, guys. Don't let him fool you. If you're not familiar with Tom Sandoval, before this, a lot of us have an unfortunate, unwanted PhD in Tom Sandavolian, Tom Sandy Butt, we call him. And he's just always this dumb. Yeah. And they're even playing the music like do, 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 when he's thinking, well, sometimes I have a good idea. And Gabby's like, that's like so cute how you think like you're at risk in this game. You're like a traitor's wet dream because like you are never gonna like you have really bad takes. No one listens to you or takes you seriously because you're just the worst at this. So then Tom Sandoval decides that he's not done being the worst player and one of those players that's just going to be dragged to the end because he is so awful and clueless and he's so easy to just talk into shit, especially other guys. Women, he goes, wait, did a woman tell me this? I'm gonna have to think about it. But when the guys, he's like, oh my God, Boston Rob is like the best guy in the whole wide world. He's so great. That's really how he thinks. So he decides to, for some reason, pull Brittany from Big Brother aside to tell her, I got some theories. I think I know who the traitor is. I know it. And Brittany's like, okay, great. Brittany needs more interview time so she can just roast the shit out of situations like this. But he is like, I know who it is. It's Dolores. I'm sorry, Tom, what? It's Dolores from the Real Housewives in New Jersey. You can't trust her. And Brittany's like, okay, thank you, Tom. It's only 9 a.m., but this is like your 17th wrong guess. No, because she hasn't done anything. Think about it. I didn't. And we're like, Tom, please stop. And then when Brittany tries to kind of, pull away, like, no, Tom, he's like, it is. He got really, and that's how Tom Sandoval communicates with women. That is a perfect example of how he communicates. He's like, Noah, I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And Brittany's just like, oh my God, I can't believe that I have to listen to this guy. Tom, you're the worst. I mean, Gabby just got done rolling her eyes at you when you clearly didn't know that you're the traitor's wet dream over there. And he's like, would anybody like another whole pig? I can fit it on my fork and in my mouth. So, Brittany's just like, it's not her. And then Tom's like, stop saying that. Stop it. And Brittany's like, but I know it's not Dolores. Stop it. Tom, how the edit that Bravo TV gave this man, that this is how he behaves. Here's him. Stop. Stop. Brittany says, no, it's not her. You're asking me my opinion. I'm just not just going to agree with you. You're Tom Sandoval. I know you're struggling to be a faithful because you're just like by nature not very faithful. So that's fine. But no, he's like, don't say that. Poor Brittany. And she's like, oh my God, Tom Sandoval has all the worst takes. I can't stand him. Yet here we are. So now Boston Rob goes to talk to his fellow, faithfuls, because he's like, I'm one of you guys. Okay. Yeah. Boston Rob, the notorious king of all these game shows who, manipulates people and plays them against each other while pretending to that you're teaching them how to play. So he talks to Ivor Mountbatten. That's his name. And he talks to Dolores and he starts to plant the seed for Wes. Because he's like, clearly people are telling me Wes is good at this game. Let's start planting the seed towards Wes. And he's like, Wes is good at this game. Okay, stop. Let me just listen to me. Stop, collaborate, and listen. And what do you think he's doing? With this stuff, and Dolores is like, of course, he's making a diversion. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I was going after anyone I perceived to be a threat. I just murdered Bob H. Now I'm gonna get Wes banished. I'd like to fly close to the sun. When you do so, it's a hell of a ride.
He's like, I just got rid of Bob. What is Rob's issue with guys named Bob? He's like, gotta get rid of Bob. Just got rid of Bob H. Now I'm gonna get Wes banished. And I like to fly close to the sun, because when you do, it's a hell of a ride. It's a hell of a sunburn. We're like, okay, Rob, that sounds great. Fantastic. So then Chriselle and Sierra are like, oh my God, what's going on? I feel like I'm losing it. I'm scared to walk in any room. It's like high school. Nobody likes me. And nobody believes that these two gorgeous women were ever truly dorks in high school. Okay. Did you have headgear 3 times? Because I did. All right. Did you have one of those space things in your mouth because your mouth was too small to put your braces on for a second time? So I had to put a space thing up on the roof of your mouth. And then every day you had to turn it with a key in 9th grade. You're like, hey guys, was that you? Because that was me. So that's cute. I love when the beautiful, I mean, sure, maybe they could have been, but I'm like, was it headgear bad or not? Chickenhead PK Dorkface, Neely, thank you for the super chat. He's not bright at all. No, he's not bright at all.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Okay. So then Tom Sandoval goes, okay, Brittany didn't believe me, y'all. So I'm going to go talk to Derek. He's like, Derek, I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay. Derek, what's your last name? Lavasser? Don't you know Sheena from Vanderpump Rules? Yeah, I'm on a show with her. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. Anyways, I'm dating a supermodel. Okay, I think it's Dolores. And Derek's like, okay. Tom Sandoval is that player in Traitors that they're just patting on the head. They're like, okay, Tom, that's so nice. Why don't you go play? Do you have a ball to play with? Can someone throw Tom a ball? Throw him a ball. Not one of his, but like a ball, just anything bright, shiny, just toss it. He'll go run and then lock the door so we can get some adult business done. And so Tom's like, I'm telling you, dude, bro. It's definitely freaking Dolores, man. I feel it. I really know women. If you have I've been ignoring it. Like I told Brittany, these feelings I have about a woman being a traitor, because I've really been blaming on a lot of women. So, yeah. And, Brittany's already hiding out. Like, I can't believe I had to talk to this man. And he cornered me, and then he yelled at me when I didn't agree with what he said. I hope he is away. And now he is away bothering Derek. And Derek's like, okay. Yeah, that's great, buddy. That's all right, little buddy. How about I give you one of my cop badges and you can be like a little cop buddy. Okay. So it's like, and Tom's like, so I'm like a cop. I do solve murders too. And he's like, kind of. You wear this badge that says you're a friend of the police. Okay. I like that. Okay. But don't tell him about my secret stash. Oh, you just go. So then Wes comes over and he wants to talk to Derek, and Wes is like, okay, hi, what's going on? What's happening? And right away they dismiss Tom Sandoval. Then he's like, Tom, you You can leave. You go. I'm gonna talk to him because he makes sense. I'm gonna talk to him. So this is when Derek and Wes, Derek really pushes like, I'm gonna go for Boston Rob. I think now's the time. We got to pull the trigger. We got to do it. It's pretty clear. You know, things are happening. We got to get him out now. We got to get him out. You know, he's got one thing that I will say. Boston Rob has one very important thing that neither Derek Levasseur or Wes really have. Wes maybe more so than Derek. Derek is like, he's white bread, no butter. He's mayonnaise. He's bland. Okay. No shade, no offense, all offense, Daddy Derek. Just Rob has charisma. Boston Rob, he's got love him or hate him. I actually don't mind him. He's got charisma. He's able to, you know, he could lead a cult. Derek Levasseur, not going to lead a cult. Now, some will argue, well, how do you explain BB16, in which he won hugely? Okay. Big, really won. Well, they were all stupid. No offense, all offense. But he was playing with a lot of, you know, people who are like, am I on a reality show? This is super fun. My sister is Ariana Grande and I'm a social media influencer. So it was like, he wasn't playing with other gamers. Nicole Franzel, it was her first season. It was, you know, a lot of, if you know about Big Brother. So it wasn't like he was up against like the sharpest tools in the sheds. Yes, AJ, great point. Thank you so much. You guys coming in with super chats, killing it tonight. HFG, thank you for the super sticker. But like AJ is saying, Derek Levasseur from Big Brother will bore you into submission. You'll be like, can you stop talking, please? No offense, all offense, but like he will. Okay. So I think that they vastly underestimated the charisma that Boston Rob carries with him, because a lot of people remember Rob with abs and also just his personality overall. I think he just carries himself in that way. So Wes is more hesitant than Derek is to go after Boston Rob, because he's like, I don't know if I want to rest my whole game on Boston Rob as a traitor and getting him out. Is he a traitor? Probably, you know, but I don't know. And Derek's like, I'm going to lead the charge, because I think Derek really wants to prove like not all Big Brother players are horrible at this game, and maybe there's some ego, where he wants to be like, I beat the best, the guy on the East Coast guy like me. Okay. I beat him. I did it. We do. We need Angela from this past season of Big Brother. We need her on next season. 100%. So Derek is starting this, you know, waging this war against Boston Rob and going after him at the round table and banishment. And he's starting to get some soldiers on board. And Wes, like I said, he's a little more reluctant to the idea. But he'll do it. He's like, sure. Okay, fine. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. You got to remember, Wes is just Wes, and Wes is also coming off House of Villains. So I also think as we get to the round table, Wes forgot he's on House of Villains, or he's not on House of Villains. He's on Traitors. And a lot of these, you know, Bravo people, Bachelor people, that whole like, I'm the best to ever do it, I'm a big bad, you know, they're like, okay, that's just cocky and we're not really into that. So it doesn't work in games like this. You really have to, which I thought at first Wes was doing. I feel like he has to win them over and make them believe they can trust him and that he's not just this like evildoer who's like playing with his orange beard going, ha, 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 ha. Everyone's stupid, you know. At least Boston Rob is good at attempting to make the others feel as though they're, no, you're in on it too. You're just as smart. We did this together. Where Wes is kind of like, I don't care. I'm the best ever. I have the most wins. And you're like, shh, 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 shh. This isn't House of Villains. This is the Traitor, sir. And you're trying to convince people that you're a faithful so you don't get banished. All right. So then we have, okay. Alan tells us about that we are going to be doing a challenge. So Rob has put salt in Wes's game by being like, he's the one that was so sure about Nikki. And Derek is starting to put starting to put salt in Rob's game. And Rob said he decided, I'm going after anyone in this game who is perceived as a threat. So then we go into this competition. Now, this competition is a shit show because the competition includes shields. And it seems that a lot of people want these shields. They're broken up into teams of 3. I'll be honest with you. I think the competitions are the worst part of this show. I understand they have to exist. I understand we have to watch them, and that it does kind of add to what people do in these competitions to how they will be viewed in this game, how they will be treated in this game, whether they will have shields. And it's like, look at that person. They're only here for the shield. They're, not a team player. They're not going for the money, all that stuff. But I wish they would hurry up with the competitions, and we need more scheming, scamming, and longer round tables, because that's when I'm really plugged in. There's a map. They got to go get bullet juice. What's it called? You guys, like ammo or something. And there's this big traitor who's wearing their hood like this. It's like a big sculpture traitor who's standing there, and they're like, you have to come back. You have to fill up the gunpowder or whatever to this line, and then you got to try to blow it up. And you have a chance to win, I think, $30,000, which ultimately they end up winning. There are some interesting parts within this competition where disagreements arise between the 3 groups when the shields are found. Who will take it out of the group? I loved when Carolyn was like, well, I'm going to take this one. I'm taking it because I thought it was mine. I found it. And Tom Sandoval's like, what the? It's like, Tom, again, how many times do we have to tell you, you don't need a shield? It would be a waste of a murder. Now, I know these traitors are not killing it this season so far. They're not on the same page. It's a mess. But even they, at their worst, know that it would be a waste of time to murder you. Okay? Because they can get you out last minute. You're going to be that traitor that's there at the end like, yeah, we're all faithful. Or that faithful at the end is like, yeah, we're all faithful. We're faithful. We are. And then they're like, sorry, Tom. He's like, what? You mean you can lie till the end? Oh my God. So oh my Lord. So there's a little bit of drama within the competition and where the shields are at. There's a very hilarious scene where Boston Rob falls face first into the water. You guys know I love a good fall. So Boston Rob is here crossing the river. There he goes down. I would play it on the screen, but NBC Universal will, copyright strike me. But the current took him face down, ass up, and it was hilarious. So these 3 groups have to go and, answer these questions and figure out these answers. And then they, collect their shields and then collect their gunpowder or whatever is going on. Ultimately, the shields, we do a lot of paper, rock, scissors. Carolyn, I think, decides she's taking the shield. Where Tom's like, what the? And then we do paper, rock, what is it? Paper, rock, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, if you will. We find out that Dylan Efron is a man of many talents. He is a jack off of all trades, if you will. And so he is like, I've actually been in quite a few competitions. The secret is usually go rock, because, paper covers rock, but rock smashes, scissors. And a lot of times people aren't going to go paper. They're going to go scissors because they think you're going paper. You can kind of tell by people's hands if they're going to go paper. So I usually go rock, but if I see that they're going paper, then I'm going to pull out scissors last minute. I'm really good at it. I probably should do something more with it, but at least he won a shield. Now, Derek really needed the shield, or so he, thinks. I mean, he's definitely putting himself at risk here. But ultimately, I believe Chriselle got the shield. And then they agree, pretty much all 3 groups agree that they are not going to tell who has the shield, which I love when they don't tell who has the shield, because I don't want to know. Now, they did a rock, paper, scissors, and Derek very naively went in for paper, while Chriselle was like, booyaka shot, and she hit him with the scissors. And then she wins. And he's like, okay, take the shield. There you go. Ultimately, they're able to blow up the guy, making Alan very happy. He's like, for the traitors, if there's not an explosion, I'll be very upset for the traitors. We then see Carolyn putting work in. Carolyn is now going to collect receipts. She's like, I'm going to find out who Danielle is telling to vote me out. I mean, why? What is she doing? So she's walking with Gabby. And the thing that Carolyn has is Carolyn comes off as very genuine. She is who she is, quirks and all. That's who she is. She doesn't come off as she's lying or that she's acting. So far, she has been the most successful traitor and she's been able to fly under the radar and come off as very likable and genuine. And so she pulls Gabby aside and she's like, Gabby, I hear people have been throwing my name out. Do you know who it is? And Gabby's like, I really like Carolyn. I really trust her. She's like, she'll be like a Bambi that I wouldn't vote out like Nikki. Sorry, Nikki, I love you. But like, she's not stupid like Tom Sandoval. So I feel like I had to tell her. So I was like, I'm just going to let you know who is saying your name. It's someone you're very close to. It's Danielle. And Carolyn's like, I knew it. Like Danielle, the damage she did that day before, even though she might not have said Carolyn's name this day, yesterday, she sold Carolyn out and it's now too late. So Gabby's like, you can't say anything, but it's Danielle. And Carolyn's like, okay, all right. You want to play? She wants to play. Let's play. And Carolyn's like, that's it. The more I find out, there's no way I want to play this game with someone like that. First, it's Bob the drag queen. They get out, and now she's going to come out and try to get me. And I'm not going to be here for it. So then the girls are in the car driving, they got $30,000 in their bank. They blew up that big traitor thing. They found out some intel. A couple people got shields and the ladies are driving back and Carolyn has just had it. She is not at all happy with Danielle. She's like, I don't even know I'm going to be able to stand next to her because it's just like she put my name. She sold me out to everybody. Like, what's her problem? I can't believe this. So Carolyn is looking over at Danielle in the Jeep as they're driving back, or the Range Rover. And she's just like, and then Danielle's like, sorry. And they're like, girls, are we going to work together? Yeah, totally. And then Carolyn's just like, I'm not fucking working with her. Okay. I'm pissed. I just want to tell Danielle, just don't fucking talk to me. I just wanted to tell, like, don't you fucking talk to me, Danielle. Don't even look at me. She can't be trusted. Like, Carolyn's mad. I don't blame her. She's like, I'm prepared to take her to court. So don't fucking talk to me. Like, I don't know if you guys speak fluent Minnesotan. I do. But once the F-bombs are coming out and when she's saying, I don't even look at me, that is a big Minnesota. That's the Minnesota version of go F yourself. When you tell someone, there's two things a Minnesotan can say to you where it's like, oh, we're never coming back from this. Don't even look at me. Don't look at me. Don't even fucking look at me. Or you make me so mad I could spit. Like that. When I heard my mom say things like that, I'm so mad I could spit. When Nana would say that, I was like, I'm leaving. I'm running away. I'm joining a boarding school because that's mad. If someone makes you so mad you could spit, that's bad. Or if someone says, don't even look at me, that is very serious. I don't know if any other Midwestern states can relate, but in Minnesota, that's serious talk. That means you're done. Like April's saying, she was done. And again, I don't blame Carolyn. I love Danielle Reyes. I love Danielle Reyes in Big Brother. In Traitors, I'm like, Danielle, please, dear Lord, Danielle. No. What are you doing? Thank you, Lazy Buddhist, for being a member for 42 months. That is amazing. Carolyn's facial expression, they're amazing. They are amazing. They're just so animated. She's like, don't even look at me. Are you serious? I'm gonna murder you. Like, she's so expressive, and I love an expressive queen there. So the lady's like, yeah, we're gonna work together, when they're most certainly not going to work together. And then we find out that Sam Spears hates brownies. And I'm just like, all right, he might be a traitor. Even though I know he's not a traitor, if you hate brownies that much, right? It sucks, but Danielle has messed this up. She definitely has. William says, I believe I voted for Carolyn in the Fargo, North Dakota sheriff. You probably did. And she says, listen up, okay? If you're going to break the law, don't even look at me. Don't even look at me. You must be kidding yourself. You're coming for me? I don't trust any of you anymore. You guys are so fake. I'm so mad I could spit. And I'm sure you did. Carolyn is just masterful. Then we see Tom Sandoval literally goblin-esque, like my princess. You know, he's like the Ring. He's like Gollum over the table, shoving food into his mouth, not sitting, standing, sweating, just like, what is going on with this man? This just feeds into the rumors of he was missing something while he was in Scotland. And Dolores was just reading him down. She's like, I hate to say it, but I don't think Tom had a lot of attention in his younger years. And Tom's like,
so back at the castle, I'm trying to subtly suggest that I may take.
Now Derek has to go find. He's like, Iva, got to talk to you. And Iva's like, what is it? I am struggling. My hip was hurting on that last competition. But okay, let's talk. Go ahead. And Derek's just like, I'm going to take a shot at Rob tonight. So I got to talk to Iva. So then him and Ivor have a conversation. And it is like Ivor took I forget pills. He took forgetsy pills. Ivor was like, hello, cheerio. What's going on? I am a royal, first gay royal. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Derek goes, okay, listen, I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to say some stuff, something you said last night. And I'm going to kind of, start going on about that. And I'm going to need you to just, agree. Because it's basically what you said. And Ivor's like, what did I say, Derek? Daddy Derek? I don't remember saying anything. Okay. Can you refresh my memory? And Derek's like, well, you made a case for that person, remember? At the round table. And I was like, I don't recall. And Derek's like, I just hopefully have your support tonight because it's a case you made. You yourself, Ivor Mountbatten, first gay royal, made this case. And he's like, oh, God, I wish I could get a refresh shot. Is there a rewind? Can you rewind, darling? No? And he just looks confused. I don't recall at all what you're talking about. It's crazy. And then Derek's like, you influenced me at the round table where we talk about the peoples that might have to go home. Remember when I said, if you swear, you're probably a murderer? You remember that? I was like, I just don't remember. I don't. Are you sure it was me? And he's like, I'm sure it was you. And he's like, oh, are you talking about Boston Rob? And Derek's like, yes, Rob. We just don't want to say it. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, maybe, possibly. Okay, that sounds good. And then Derek walks away. But Derek's like, people are starting to consider it already, but I got to take it over the finish line. And right there, I was like, Daddy Derek, for as much as he is a Big Brother winner, and people regard him, there's a lot of people who are fans of Derek and they really like the game he played in Big Brother. That was the minor leagues. He is now in the big leagues. And I just do not believe Derek has it in him. Right here, I was like, Derek is not going to be able to get Rob out. This is going to backfire on Derek. Not right now. He's not going to be able to. This is big time. He's getting brought up from the minors too soon. I respect that Derek is trying to get out a traitor as a faithful. That's his job. But I secretly was cheering for Boston Rob. Anyone else? Anyone else? Am I the only one? Am I the only trash bag who was like, I want Boston Rob to stay more than Derek. No offense, all offense. And I just didn't think Derek had it in him to take out Boston Rob. Because despite the detectiveness and the solving of crimes and the YouTube channels and the Big Brother, it's Boston Rob. And Boston Rob has that thing again that unfortunately Derek does not have, and it is charisma. Lots and lots of charisma. William says, how do you become the first gay royal? Forget a lot? Exactly. Because, in England, they speak a different language, Tom Sandoval said, allegedly. And gay in England means forgetful. So that's why Tom says, oh, I'm just so gay, because he forgets a lot of things, because he thinks they speak another language. Derek made great arguments. I think the seeds he planted will ultimately get Rob out. Eventually, yes. But he doesn't have that kind of pull and power, especially him and Wes, when Wes was not winning them over. He doesn't have the coolness factor that these, you see the people when Rob says something. I mean, Dylan Efron is like, he just is like, I didn't mean to like get a boner over here, but I'm playing with Boston Rob. He doesn't have the reputation of Boston Rob. He doesn't have the quote unquote coolness of Boston Rob. He doesn't have people kind of being like, wow, Derek Levasseur, I want to follow him. It's kind of like, Derek. Yeah. Boston Rob ate him up at that table. And at first, when Derek presented his arguments, I was like, oh, okay, Derek, this is really good. This is good. This is good. Okay, we're doing something here. And then Boston Rob quickly dismantled everything he did at that table. And I was like, okay, and that's the difference. That's the difference between a gamer like Boston Rob, who's been doing this, a lot longer. I mean, Derek has been a detective and all those things a lot longer, but this ain't BB16, Derek. Okay. This ain't Phaedra, as Nene would say in The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I have to say, this ain't BB16. So, where I think someone like Phaedra, speaking of Phaedra, I think Phaedra is one of the few people and players we've seen who could actually get this done on Boston Rob. First time. One and done, boom, he's gone. And Boston Rob be like, stop. I don't think it's supposed to go like this. Yep. So, yes, it's the mist. It's a little bit of the Suri mist. Boston Rob has a mist. He doesn't have as powerful of a mist as Suri, but he has a mist nonetheless, more so than, Daddy Derek. So, Angela, we're on the same page. Angela said, not as powerful as Suri, but he has it. He's got a mist. Love him or hate him. He's got a mist. So, Derek is like, if I do this right, it can really happen. And then we have Carolyn going around still talking about Danielle throwing her name and planting seeds against her. Because she's like, listen, I'm trying. So there's no getting out of this, Danielle. It has gone too far. You threw my name out so much. So I'm coming for you. Okay. I'm not going to be the next Bob the drag queen. I'm not going to be Bob the drag queen. I'm staying. I'm coming for you, Danielle. And poor Danielle, just in this hat. Danny, I just want better. I want better from my Danielle. And she talks to Dolores and she talks to Brittany and ultimately gets the tea from Brittany. It's just not looking good. Carolyn's like, there's no getting out of this, Danielle. There's just not.
If Rob doesn't die, that he was going to become suspicious to you. Yeah, I've heard a lot of momentum in that direction. Derek's going to present most of it.
Now, Wes starts talking to Sam and Brittany while eating, saying, Sam, last night I heard you say that if Boston Rob, came back alive, and wasn't murdered by the traitors, you were going to be looking into him. Well, just so you know, Derek is stating his case for Boston Rob, and Brittany's right there as well.
He is the puppeteer here.
And then Brittany's like, I don't know, Wes, because the way Wes delivers things, Wes does not have the mist. He does not have the mist like that. And Brittany takes it as, no, I don't think it's Boston Rob. I think Wes, the way he's so aggressive, he's putting out there, I think he's amassing his legions, and so that the votes are always going to go his way, because he's seen as a very selfish player. Now, you would argue Boston Rob should be seen as a selfish player as well. And he openly has said that on shows he's been in, that he's here for him and himself. But still, Wes is less believable. So now Brittany's like, it's coming on a little too strong. It's a little too suspect with Wes. So she pulls Daddy Derek aside, big brother player to big brother player. And she says, Wes just talked to me, and he said that you're on a witch hunt for Boston Rob. And then Derek goes, okay, no. And Brittany's like, so that's not true at all?
It's not a lie.
And then Derek goes, well, technically, it's not a lie. Because has that name been brought up? Of course it has. Then here comes Tom Sandoval. You guys talk about Dolores. I think it's Dolores. Did you guys bring any extra degree? Because I'm really pitting out here. You guys sweating too? Do you know if there's any more bacon, chicken, other large quantities of meat I can shove in my mouth while bending over like Gollum from Lord of the Rings? No? Okay. My bread is. Okay, goodbye. So Sandoval's there.
Brittany, when did you become such a protector?
And so then Derek takes this conversation with Brittany as, Brittany, when did you become such a protector of Boston Rob? You're only a protector probably because you are a traitor yourself. So Daddy Derek is so mad. He's like, oh, Brittany, you should believe me. Again, it's another Danielle situation. You don't believe me. We're big brother linked, and you want to protect Boston Rob. And I'm telling you here that Boston Rob's a traitor. And I'm getting pretty confident that you must be a traitor too, if you are going to stand up for him. And you've been sitting at these round tables and being very quiet. And if you've ever seen Brittany on Big Brother, you know she is not quiet. And I was like, shut up, Daddy Derek. Don't you disparage Brittany. Don't you disparage Brittany Haynes. Not one day in your life. Okay? So then he grabs Danielle. He's like, but I got to get Rob. And Danielle is wearing a skirt, one of those skirts where not only does she have the hat, but she has the skirt where she can barely walk. And she's like, this is Danielle. Let me see if we can get me walking. I have my jammy pants on. Apologies. But she's just like, Danielle's like, what's going on, Derek? She has to like waddle because it's one of those really tight skirts on the knees where they don't let ladies have full leg movement, which I guess is very sexy, very sexy. So Derek is trying to now convince Danielle because he's like, I'm on the fence about something. I want to run it by you. You know, I think you've already thought about it. I think everybody has. I think tonight might be the night. I just hope that our friendship, as I go for it, you support me in the vote to go after Boston Rob. And you know, Danielle's like, okay, I will get rid of Boston Rob yesterday. I've been waiting to get rid of him. I was going to get rid of, you know, Carolyn first because I'm not playing this in a traitor's way. I'm playing it in a big brother way. But so then Danielle immediately starts kissing Daddy Derek's butt. She's like, Derek is a masterful strategist. Masterful. And I'm like, in my opinion, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. Let's go ride a bike. Okay. Let's not too much there. And she's like, if he can start getting the votes together to banish Boston Rob, I can just get on that horse and ride with them, because Danielle's hoping to get rid of these other traitors. She doesn't think she can work with them. And she wants new traitors that she can work with. So then they sit down. Boston Rob then comes and sits by Danielle and Chrishell. And Chrishell, for some reason, now thinks Boston Rob is her father. She has to, her father, her priest father, Father Boston Rob. Maybe she thinks, he's Catholic, Italian, Irish Catholic. I don't know. But you're from Boston. Okay. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. But I really want you to know, Boston Rob, that people are saying your name. And I'm like, oh, Chriselle. We started so good. Chriselle. But Chriselle really trusts Boston Rob. And I bet you it has to do with a little bit of the Boston Rob missed, but also it has to do with maybe her understanding of the rules and not watching the show might be similar to Nikki Garcia's, who said that she thought traitors couldn't go after traitors in any capacity during the game, when really traitors just can't go after traitors in the circle of truth. I think that's the rule. Whatever it is, there seems to be some discrepancies and confusion surrounding it. So she's like, everyone, you're going to have to be ready because they're saying your name. And Boston Rob goes, really? He's eating his food. He's picking his teeth. He's pissed because he looks at Danielle like, first I heard. And it's not from Danielle. It's from Chriselle. Okay, they kind of rhyme, but it should be stop. Danielle, you should have told me this. And Danielle's just like, she's got that hat on and she's just like, oops. So when she walks away, like, okay, be ready. And it's just Danielle and Boston Rob. He's like, you heard about that? You know about that? Is that something that's happening? Danielle's like, and then Chriselle's like, before I leave, do you have anything that can sway the vote for you? Because I personally don't like the way Wes has spoken to me. And I know that has nothing to do with whether he is a faithful or a traitor, but that's like all I have to go off of. I mean, but that doesn't mean someone's a traitor. And Danielle's like, she's like, thank you. And then she's like, I'm going to go get some water because I'm very thirsty from I'm parched from kind of lapping up behind you and really enjoying your game. So then Bob's like eating his food. Think that's true? And I love the music. And he goes, do you think that's true? He takes a bite. He's cleaning his teeth. He's like a mob boss over here. You think that's true? And Danielle's like, well, I'm telling you, I heard Wes. Everyone's saying Wes, so I haven't heard you. So Danielle straight up lies to Boston Rob, and when he picks his teeth like this, when he starts going in between the gums and the molars like he's Tony Soprano, he's not believing a word you're saying. He's not believing what you're selling. Boston Rob's like, okay, we're going to do it like this. Okay, great. All right. Thanks, Danielle. Thanks for nothing. No, I just heard Danielle's name. Or not Danielle. I heard Wes's name. Yeah, Wes. I'm Danielle. Anywho, okay, bye. And Rob looks pissed. He looks like feels like he's betrayed again. But again, Danielle has not forgotten about the Bob the drag queen of it all. So she's like, if there's a way to get out, she trusts Derek more than she trusts Boston Rob, Big Brother people aren't as good. And Derek's just like, I gotta take the shot now. I'm surprised Rob didn't murder me when he had the chance. So I'm not gonna waste another day. And he says, don't be fooled by that backwards hat and that charm on Boston Rob. He's a killer. There's no doubt about it. And it's like, Derek, you're telling us stuff. I think he must be talking to those traders who have never watched the show before or aren't familiar with Boston Rob, because we know. And I knew from I was like, Derek's not going to be able to pull this off. There's no way. He's not strong enough now to be going after Boston Rob and getting him out. So then Alan's like, look, we're at the round table. There are 17 horses and horses for courses of courses you're going to find the traitor. Go ahead. Start. The round table begins. And Derek looks terrified. I wish I had a picture of Derek when he's at the round table, but he looks so nervous because this is his time. This isn't him at the round table, but it's a picture of Derek. And he is just like, Okay. You can tell that he's just like, he's getting up the courage to say something. He's like, okay, I'm going to say something. It's my turn. It's my turn to see what I can see. And he's like, okay. He's licking his lips. He's about to speak, and Dolores goes, I'll start. Okay, Tom Sandoval, I hear you've been talking shit on me, and I don't know if you're aware on the Jersey Housewives, but you've been throwing my name out there. And I'll tell you one thing. I don't appreciate it, Tom. Not only are you an idiot, but you're also an idiot. Okay? You're twofold idiots. Okay? And so Dolores, then let's listen to a little bit what Dolores said, because she was just eating him up at this. I don't think Tom expected to be called out by Dolores, and Derek definitely thought he was starting this conversation at the round table. Dolores, I can start if you want. Don't worry.
So I heard my name's been thrown around.
Get him, Dolores. You'll hear my commentary as I'm taping it or filming it. Tom's like,
Go for it.
he's such an idiot.
God, this is hard. Okay.
Well, I don't want you to be nervous to say this because I don't think any of it will make sense, so I'm okay with it.
The biggest red flag to me.
She just said, it's okay. I don't want you to be nervous, Tom. Dolores just ate him up. I don't want you to be nervous, Tom, because I don't think anything you say is going to make sense anyway. So there's no point in stressing, because it's all going to be, what the fuck did he just say? And no one's going to take you seriously. But go ahead.
Around, like looking or actively pursuing and asking questions.
Maybe I don't go to you and ask you what you think.
Tom, deceased. Tom, he just shots fired, direct hit on Tom over and over and over again. He is the joke of the season, because he's like, I just don't think you go around and you ask questions, and that's why I'm saying this. Okay, like when I'm pounding down food or sweating or I got a sty in my eye, or I'm blaming women who are friends with Ariana for being traitors. I feel like you're not asking a lot of questions. And Dolores is like, maybe I'm not asking you questions because you're not like here, right? You're like on another planet. You're like maybe you're like AI. Are you like a Elon Musk Tesla version of yourself? Did you do a collab? Are you, what planet are you on? And Tom's like, what?
Another thing too. I think we're good.
So Tom's not. He's like, okay, Dad. Another thing, and Daddy Derek steps in, and Dad Derek. Okay, we're wasting time here. Everyone at the table agrees. We're listening to Tom. We're wasting time. Tom Sandoval. We don't really know what you're talking about. We don't really care. We have business to take care of, Tom. Okay, this isn't like the hang out at your old bar, Schwartz and Sandy's time. This is adult time. So they put him at the kids' table. They were like, you go eat with your little friends. Okay, put a bib on because we know you get messy. And Tom's like, but I want to say one more thing. And they're like, we don't need it, Tom. We don't need the one more thing. It's not going to make any more sense than the last times you said, the last 100 things you say. He's like, okay, this is hard though. This is really hard for me. But okay, and Derek's like, okay, thank you so much, thank you. We'll take that. We won't take that into consideration.
We got too many other things. No, I just.
And then Boston Rob's smiling like, oh shit, this is funny. Because Derek said, come on, guy, we got too many other things going on here. Okay. We can't be here all night. Some of us are parents. We got to get some rest. Okay. Not all of us are, allegedly. Okay. Not all of us are staying up all night, if you know what I mean. We're getting regular people sleep, but okay.
There was one thing Bob said that I'm going to take to heart tonight.
And then Tom pushes back. Well, I did just a couple of things I want to say. I have some very good points about why Dolores is clearly the only traitor. And then Dolores said, okay, well, I'm going to tell you something that Bob said that I'm going to take to heart tonight.
Something faithful is worse than a traitor. What would that be again? Can anybody help me with that? It's like a bad faithful. Right now, I think you're a bad faithful. Get rid of him.
She said, me, I can't control myself when I'm watching and filming at the same time. Clearly, you just hear me just roasting this dude. But she's like, what did she say? A bad faithful is worse than a good traitor or something like that. Is that what she said? Let me just, might as well hear it again.
We got too many other things.
Hold on.
There was one thing Bob said that I'm going to take to heart tonight. Something faithful is worse than a traitor. What would that be again? Can anybody help me with that? He's like, a bad faithful. Right now, I think you're a bad faithful. Get rid of him.
She said a bad faithful is worse than a traitor. So she was like, Tom, you suck. And I don't have time for this. Don't ever say my name again. Forget you know me. Okay. You don't want none of this. You don't want any of the Dolores, Katina. All right. So goodbye. So Tom is shut down. And now
I'd like to switch gears.
Yeah, no
then
problem.
Derek Levasseur is switching gears.
He's a man,
There are
baby.
facts that happen in this game every day that are indisputable.
Indisputable
We found a
facts.
traitor. That's awesome. That's where you can get the most information. So let's recap that night. Rob calls him out,
Uh-oh.
Oh shit, Rob.
and
Get
he
him.
gives an amazing speech.
Oh, shit.
And I think we all agree that Bob the drag queen was caught off guard by it. But eventually, Bob the drag queen had a choice. Nikki's name was on the table, but he threw his vote at Rob.
Ah,
Rob
shit.
had an eye
Fast
twitch.
forward to today with the breakfast.
When Derek Levasseur was, stating his case, Rob was like, he had a little eye twitch like that. He's like, I'm going to get his ass.
I'm getting rid of you no matter how bad it looks because you are too dangerous. And yet you walk in, but one of the people who suggested that you could pull off a move like going after one of your own, Bob H., is no longer with us. Those are indisputable facts. That's what happened. I personally
When Derek said those are indisputable facts, I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good day, Derek. That's pretty good.
You guys who denied him access to this castle created that monster. And I think this guy right behind me turned him into a traitor.
And I was like, that's exactly what happened, Derek. Yeah, Alan did turn him into a traitor. Once they denied Rob, look at how confused Tom Stanley was. Like, I just wanted to talk. I just want to sing you guys a song. I have a karaoke band. I was going to sing you something like, carry on our wayward song. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Do. And they're like, shut up, Tom. Shut up. He's very confused. But Derek is basically like, when you denied Rob to come into this game on the first day, I think that a guy back here, Alan, hi, that little cutie, I think he made him a traitor. Now, some could say he probably heard him say that, even though allegedly he didn't hear him say that, or it's supposed to look like they don't know. They know. I feel like they know.
My mind is blown to be eliminated.
Okay.
They asked her?
So obviously all of that is correct, that they denied Rob. Rob came back in the game as a traitor to exact revenge on the people that denied him to play the game in the first place. And now Rob is like, he has to answer. And I'm thinking, he's going to get himself out of this. He is.
I just think you're widely misguided. Let me mount a defense, if you will, okay?
He's going to mount a
First of
defense.
all, Bob moved up there and said at the end of the speech, and everything I said was a lie, was his last word. This morning, I'll be honest with you, I was very scared that I was going to be eliminated. I thought 50% chance. Either it's me or it's Ivor. Why Ivor? Because everybody thinks Ivor is a proven faithful. Bob the drag queen sat
Bob?
up there and I hesitate to even say this because I know the traitors are sitting here. But why in the world
It does sound like
would
a
the
Dateline
traitors
episode.
not murder Ivor? It makes no sense. Nobody's ever going to banish Ivor. We know he's a faithful. When I'm sitting at breakfast and I see Ivor there, my mind is blown. How am I here and Ivor's here? Somebody here is very, very smart.
And this is when I was like, oh shit, you're in trouble. Wes is going home, because Rob has, he showed up, he checked into work, and he's like, all right, obviously someone is very smart, okay, and chaotic, and he won't stop. And he's setting us up, me and Ivor. And it's the most chaotic player here. And it's Wes.
Because they
They're gonna
realized
fall for
by
it.
putting us both there, that it would do exactly what you're doing now. It put a target on me.
I'm not saying that.
And it's the traitors.
He's got Daddy Derek, who interrogates criminals for a living, stuttering. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. And Rob's like, "This is what's happening. Okay, stop, Derek. I see what you're trying to do here, but you're very, like Haley says, misguided."
Are able to put a target on me. They don't have to waste a murder on me. Because you're going to do it for them.
You don't have to, because then you don't have to waste a murder on me, because you're gonna do it for him. And I'm like, good night, Daddy Derek. It was fun to try. Do-do-do-do. You're out of your league, Daddy D. Do-do-do-do. You're not as good as Boston Rob. Do-do-do-do. Take that to the check and or to the bank with the check and cash it, but you might not get a check. Okay, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Derek, you're out of your league. Boston Rob just dismantled your whole thing, your whole argument. It was really fun to watch. For me.
Who's smart enough to make that kind of move to make me look guilty?
Tom Sandoval.
Out of everybody here, who's been causing the most chaos?
Myself laugh.
I heard your name, Danielle.
I heard your name,
I heard your name,
Carolyn.
I heard your name, Dolores.
Dolores. I heard your name.
And they all came.
It all came from Wes.
From West.
Oh my God. And that was when he 95% lost the get Rob out vote. And then, well, no, he lost it right there, because then Wes has to now speak. And Wes just dug the hole further of like, no, they're going to go for Wes before they're going to go for Boston Rob, which seems insane for us watching, because we know what's happening. And we're also like, huh? How is Bob getting, Boston Rob getting out of this? But then you hear Wes speak, you got Daddy Derek stuttering, and it is, and everyone's like, yeah, Wes is a chaos agent. I mean, that's kind of what he's known for. That's kind of what he's doing. An agent of chaos.
All right, so put yourselves back in the shoes of we had just finished running the statues up to the top of that mountain. Bob the drag queen said, don't forget, y'all, we got to get out one of the 3 guys that were in the cages.
He did say that.
Is that Rob has been in that turret with Bob the drag queen, and that they had an alliance where it's like.
So Wes is no dummy. Wes is actually very smart. What he lacks in like showing people that, like, no, I'm a nice guy, I don't have an ego. He makes up for in the fact that his brain is always working and moving. And he did think that going this hard at Rob right now without for sure having the votes was risky for him to put his whole game on Rob as a traitor, because he didn't. I feel like Wes looked at Rob's game more with respect, knowing how good Rob is and that this could be risky, until they're like, sure. And so Wes is, saying things that are 100% true. I think you're a traitor. I think you were working with Bob. I think you're up in that turret. Something didn't go your way. That something was when Bob the drag queen said at the competition, we were carrying the bodies and the heads up the way, and still Tom Sandoval thought he needed a shield, but he didn't. No one's ever going to waste a murder on him now, especially. And I think when Bob the drag queen said that, you turned on him. You took that as an opportunity to turn on him, because you brought it up to me seconds later. And I was like, Wes, that was very good. That, yes, all those things are true as well. And you can see Boston Rob like,
listen, the second that you even remotely cross me, I'm going to cut your throat. And that allowed you to stand by your code to go after the traitor.
You're flipping it now.
you're flipping it now.
That's for
Boston Rob goes, you're flipping it now. You're flipping it.
no more than 3-ish minutes, and you said we have to go after Bob the drag queen.
That's a lie, dude.
So when Wes calls him out, like no more than 3-ish minutes later, you were like, we have to go after Bob the drag queen. Rob goes, that's a lie, dude. You stop. Stop right now. I'm not a cop like Derek, but you stop. And Wes is like, is it? Is it? And then Wes quickly just, goes downhill with his overall attitude.
Tom Sandoval's so confused.
And Tom Sandoval was very confused.
I would also like to say, Wes, in the conversations about who is the traitor going to be, it's like you're always looking for one name and for people to stick with you. I don't know what the benefit of blind loyalty would be.
And then exactly what you guys are saying. We don't even have to listen to the rest of that because just like Lulu was saying, these games require more finesse and you can't be this aggressive with players, especially players that aren't gamers, and Wes they feel as though he's like kind of pushing them. And, Gabby was saying like, I feel like you just want us to go like this one way that you're on and there's no like give and take and there's no like back and forth. So unfortunately, yeah, I think that this does make sense. I think that you probably are a traitor. And I think all the ladies would say, even if you're not, you're just kind of annoying and I don't want to deal with you. Because Wes is I'm going to remember every person. They're like, you just threatened us. He's like, no. And I'm like, that's a threat. So then you can see Rob being like, oh, I think I got this. But we're not done yet because then we got Carolyn.
Carolyn can't keep it together.
Right when we think like, okay, this is over for Wes. Let's vote. Wes is saying he's going to cut people's throats. The women aren't feeling it. Then we have Carolyn speaking up, saying, I've got something to say. She's like, Wes is clearly the scapegoat here. All right.
Being used as a scapegoat here. There are multiple lies going around.
Aw, shit.
I'm just going to be real.
She's going to be real.
I don't fit in the real world, and I don't fit in this castle. I've always been the quirky one. So coming into this game, I didn't have a ton of allies. So luckily, I found an ally in Danielle. Until recently.
Carolyn! I was screaming, Carolyn!
People approach me and say, Danielle's saying your name, but not only that, creating lies and chaos.
She's like, I got people saying Danielle's saying your name, but not only that, like creating lies and chaos. And Danielle, her hat is too heavy, so she's just looking like this, like, Carolyn, please be quiet, be quiet.
This isn't personal, right? Because I'm emotional.
This isn't personal, but I feel like because I'm emotional, and Danielle right away goes, it is personal. But I would argue Danielle made it personal first when she first turned on Carolyn to go after Boston Rob, which didn't make any sense when she already had a conversation with Carolyn saying how they were both going to go after Boston Rob after he took out Bob the drag queen. Carolyn's like, I'm an emotional person, okay? Don't overlook my evidence and the things I'm saying because I'm emotional. And people are telling me, I'm like going around like, did she throw my name out? And people said that you said that I said their name. And Brittany was like, that was me. I didn't say your name, Danielle, but and Carolyn's like, and you did. You said I threw out Brittany's name and I didn't. And Danielle goes, but you did. It's a mess. And then Brittany goes, Danielle, I didn't say that it was you. You're already mad at me over reindeer games. Please don't be more mad at me. I swear I didn't say it was you. Please. And Tom Sandoval's like, what are these women doing? What are they talking about? Do you think they want me to sing my karaoke song? Incubus? Have you guys heard of Incubus? I love ruining Incubus songs. Oh, okay. And Carolyn's like, when you came to me, Brittany, and you told me that, I immediately thought Danielle, because you said it was someone I really trust in this game, and I immediately thought it was Danielle. Because I knew she had been throwing my name around, because I heard it from so many people. And now it's getting looked at like it's the chaos maker, Wes. But it's actually you, Danielle. You're causing the chaos. And Danielle goes, Danielle's so calm. She might be messy, but she's very calm. She's like, I'm causing the chaos? I don't think so. You're making this personal. It's not personal. And then Carolyn's like, I still believed you. And then Jeremy is murdered. You murdered Jeremy. And Brittany's like, and then everyone's like, okay. Daddy Derek, knowing that he's losing this round, says, I'm going to say one last thing. Okay, for me, I knew this would happen. Emotions get the best of us. We start thinking on emotions. Okay. I've heard a lot about Wes as far as his personality. He rubs people the wrong way, and I just can't imagine how dumb we're going to look if we vote out Wes because he irritates us. And all the women are like, I won't feel dumb. It's still a long game. Gabby's like, it's still a long game. I will feel totally fine voting out Wes because I feel like his little red beard hairs are getting stuck in a lot of the food. Or it's Tom Sandoval is eating his beard. We're not sure. Because Tom's eating everything very aggressively. So then Daddy Derek says, Rob, I'm going to be very transparent with you. I'm going to be voting for you tonight because I'm going with the facts. The irrefutable, undeniable facts. And then Alan says, the time for talk is over. It's over. It's over. And I'm like, no, I want it to keep going because I agree with everyone in the chat who's saying, and what we talked about earlier, that these roundtables need to be longer. And shorten the competitions. We just need to see like 3 minutes of competition maybe. And then just roundtable strategy, running around. That's the best part of the damn game.
Look at Alan has a jacket like mine.
And Alan, I noticed Alan had a jacket like mine. And then Rob's like, oh my God, I wish they'd stop. Danielle and Carolyn can't keep it together. It's like, let's be honest, everyone's being a little messy. But I actually liked that Carolyn called Danielle. I'll be honest with you. Was it the best for her game? Why not? At this point, Danielle already put the sus on Carolyn, even though a lot of people are like, huh? Once it's like in any of these games, once your name is said, it's in people's minds and it's very dangerous and it's never good. Even if at first people are like, I don't think so. Whether it's Big Brother or Survivor talking about voting someone out, or it's this game saying someone's a traitor. Once the name is out there, it almost gives people permission, a pass to then say the name again. The thing you want most of all is someone to not say your name. And you definitely don't want a fellow traitor that you thought you were going to work with to get rid of Rob to be out there putting salt and sus on your name. So I felt in this point, I was fine with Carolyn calling out Danielle at this point. And it is what it is. You know, she's just Dan Giesling it in this game. And it is what it is. Rob's like, they're going, the women, the girls have gone wild. They need to stop. The girls have gone wild and it's my ass on the line. So people start voting. And then it could be a tie. And it all comes down to, I believe, Sierra's vote, I think. At first, it looks like it's going to be a landslide. A landslide will bring it down.
Just came off a House of Villains.
And then, okay, let's see. Make sure that it was Sierra. Sierra's like, Wes, I voted for you, not Rob. So it's between Wes and Rob. And ultimately, Wes received the most votes, and you've been banished from the game. Meanwhile, Carolyn voted for Danielle. So it is a mess. So Wes goes into the circle of truth. He's like, you guys are dumb, F off, and I'm a faithful. I don't give a shit about you. I wish I would have been a traitor. Suck it, nerds. And then he leaves as quickly as his ginger beard came into the game. He is gone. And we're back at the castle. Conversations are being had, and Brittany wants to talk to Derek. She's like, Derek, I got to yell at you. And Derek's like, yell at me? And she's like, You didn't tell me what you were going to do.
Hey, I want to yell at you.
I need to yell at you. I don't think Rob is a traitor, but you didn't say you were going to. And then Derek's mad. He's like, well, I think you're a traitor too. Oh, boy. She said, I voted for Wes because I thought Wes was a traitor. Because Wes was shady as hell, Derek. And you lied to me. He's like, okay, there's arguments for Wes, but Wes buried himself. I was beating Robin there. There's nothing I can tell you. And I'm like, Derek, you were not beating Robin there. The minute Rob was able to dismantle your argument, he did. And he did it well. Okay, now some people still voted for Wes, but you weren't ready. Boston Rob is a big fish that you just weren't ready for. It'd be like having Daddy Derek go up against Sari. It's not going to go well. Sari's mist is going to help her every time, similar to Rob's charisma. You know, essentially kind of the same thing. So then we have Derek going around going, see? Okay, come on, Dylan. Come on, Dylan Efron. Work with me, buddy. Let's paper, rock, scissors this thing out. It's Rob. Do you see it now? I'm going to get murdered. And then Rob's going to go, oh, see, the framing me. And Dylan's like, okay, maybe. And then we're back to the turret with the traitors to see who will be murdered. And Rob is like, this is disaster. This is a disaster. And Daniel's like, how am I going to survive this? This woman, Carolyn, is driving me crazy. And they're headed into the turret, walking very slowly. And Carolyn's like, I feel really awkward, but I'm not going to hold back. And I'm not giving up. And I'm not going to be quiet either. I'm going to cry more. And you guys can just suck an egg. You make me so mad I could spit. That's what you do. And then Rob said, this is the worst group of traitors I've ever. Stop it, you guys. This is seriously, it's the worst group of traitors I've ever seen in my life. What's wrong with these people? I'm like, you're part of the people, Rob. And next week, we'll see what happens on the Traitors. And hopefully I still have a voice tomorrow. But that is the breakdown. That's the roast. That's the recap. I was hoping for more dancing and songs. But, you know, I'm tired, you guys. And I love you all so much. And I appreciate you being here. And I hope this was fun and worth staying up for. And you guys got some good laughs out of this. And I always want to bring you the best show possible. So I apologize if I was a little more lethargic than I would have liked to be, but I had a lot of fun with you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see everyone's comments in the chat, but I would love for you to take those comments and put them in the comment section so that I can read them after the fact. And respond and be able to interact with you guys in the comment section of the video. Smash the like if you haven't already. Shout out to all my super chatters today. Chickenhead, PK, Dorkface, Neely, JW, HFG, Lazy Buddhist. You guys are amazing. Thank you to everyone just for being here for this late night after Traitors. I know we were doing watch parties, but I think I'm probably just going to go back to kind of this format of doing recaps after the episode. It'll either be right after the episode on Thursday or the next day on Friday, and I'll be able to sleep on it and maybe watch it twice, which would probably be a better idea for my ADHD and my memory. But you guys are amazing. Beautiful, wonderful. Pumpkin spice latte. Oh, good. You like this format better. Yeah. I was loving the watch parties with you guys, but unfortunately, I know myself. And once I do the watch parties, I feel like I did it. And then I don't go back and do the recap. And I don't want to do that and leave you guys hanging on that. So hit that like on the way out. Don't forget to comment. Thank you so much. You all are amazing. And I'll be back tomorrow with a No Offense, All Offense with Hype Man Husband Chell because it's Friday, which means...
Talk about the husband. Excuse me, can you say let's talk about the husband? Let's talk about the husband. Excuse me, can you say let's talk about the husband?
We'll be talking to my husband, Hype Man Husband Chell, about all things pop culture news and anything we decide to talk about. We always have a good time on Fridays when Chell joins us. So thank you again. You're amazing. Wherever you are in the world, take care of yourself and always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you